Hello, my name is Tosi and welcome to Immigration Yarns. Today I am going to be talking about the changes to the work hours, off-campus work hours for international students. Okay, so in October 2022, a little bit of background story, the 20 hours restriction was waived and students could now work up to 40 hours outside, unlimited hours actually, outside of the school. But right now, Canada is reverting, that rule that says you can work unlimited hours outside of school, off campus. And so one of the things that was discovered is that in 2022, this limit was taken off because Canada was just recovering from the pandemic and there were shortages of people to actually do the work. So the students needed money because the cost of living was rising and the economy needed workers, as people were not of course a lot of people died and not a lot of people wanted to go back to that physical work. So it was a problem that met the need and students were available. So yeah, it worked very well and it did help students who were struggling with rising costs due to the pandemic, to be able to make some bit of money to do that. But fast forward, this is 2024, and although it was announced in December that was being extended, but now there's been a lot of economic changes, a lot of things are changing again, and as it is now, the rate of unemployment seems to be on the rise. So Canada says, okay, we need to go back to this rule so that the people who are actually qualified to do the work can find the job, and students who came to study, again, don't forget, the purpose of international students is to study and not to work. So again, when you want to apply for your study permit, you did say you had all the money that you needed to be able to go to school. So the expectation is not that you would then work in Canada to be able to pay your fees, or you will work in Canada to be able to continue living, right? So these changes would not likely affect people who are already towards the end of their academic year, as some of them are already they're free in the summer, and yes, they can work on limited hours in the summer. It is also not likely to affect the people who don't have September to April kind of schedule. So if you fall into that category and you're going to be free in the summer anyway, yes, you are free to do that. But yes, the intention is to go back to a permanent change that allows up to 24 hours off-campus work for international students. And the goal is that would start to take place in the fall, right? Again, seeing as most jobs give you an 8-hour shift, that means you probably cannot work more than 3 shifts in an entire week. So in a week, you are not allowed to work more than 24-hour shift, right? So that will mean that in a week, you cannot work more than 3 shifts if you do take 8-hour shift. On the overall total is that you have 24 hours of work off campus and you cannot work more than that. Studies show that when you have 40 hours to work, and it's been revealed that people are now, number one, dropping out of school to focus solely on working, or number two is that people are now extending their study much more than what it should be, just because they need to work and pay their fees and all that. It was announced in December that the financial requirement for a new study permit in December of 2023 was now $20,635 for a student. Again, that reveals the true state of things in Canada, to say, look, the cost of living is high everywhere. This is what a student requires minimally to be able to pay their rent, pay their fees, and be able to live fine without working. Those rules will still guide the study permit, as if you do not show evidence that you have that money, you will not be able to come in. But again, if you say you have that money, it also stands to reason that you do not need to work to be able to live your life as a student in Canada. So, and then going forward, the financial requirement for students will be reviewed on a regular basis. I don't know what it will look like, maybe annually, to match with the low income cutoff that is published by the Statistics of Canada every year. Yes, so it will be yearly, every year, to ensure that it reflects the true cost of living for students in Canada. So Canada is not asking you to have 20,000 in your account when you actually need 30,000, which means that by the time you get in there, you have to scramble, get a job, and try to do that. So you would realize that all of them kind of ties into each other. That okay, this is the minimum amount of money that you need to be able to live as a student, as an international student in Canada without having to work. And then that being said, okay, you cannot work more than 24 hours in a week outside of campus, right? So that is the change that is going to be ongoing for study permits in the fall. I really hope this has been helpful for you. If you have questions, please feel free to DM us, set your notifications, as we would be releasing more updates on things to come. And that will be all for now. Until I see you again. Peace out.